There remains a lot of work for activists across Asia fighting for marriage equality and rights for same-sex couples. Taiwan is still the only place in the region that has legalized same-sex marriage at the national level. Though in neighboring Hong Kong, there may be some progress, with a top court recently ordering the government to create a legal framework for LGBT relationships. It has been welcomed as a partial but important step in the territory's move towards equal rights. DW's Phoebe Kong reports.
Hello,
Henry Lee bought this apartment 5 years ago with his late husband at a government-owned complex. But it still legally doesn't belong to him. They moved here from a public rental flat after learning they were forbidden from living there together. That's because their marriage isn't recognized in Hong Kong. Henry and Edgar tied a knot in 2017 in the UK. They also become the first same-sex couple to hold a blessing service at a mainstream Christian church in Hong Kong. But a backlash soon followed. Edgar was disqualified from his position in the Catholic Church. Even after the couple won a lawsuit over equal public housing rights, Edgar couldn't enjoy the victory. After a bout with depression, he committed suicide.
We're under great pressure in so many aspects of our lives. The church, daily routine, living in public. Just because we're gay people. I believe the story wouldn't end up like this otherwise.
Henry was initially banned from handling Edgar's remains and ashes. He had to file yet another legal case, forcing the authorities to let him handle Edgar's after-death arrangements.
The authorities and the legislature hold the power, but none of them make an effort. The indifference is humiliating. The only way left for us is to sue. Still, the government chose to spend a lot of money and time to argue in court again and again.
Acceptance of same-sex marriage among Hong Kong businesses and the public has grown to historic highs. A university poll this year shows 60% of the public support it, up from 38% a decade ago.
Love is equal. Everyone should have the same marriage rights.
I support it because our society should be more tolerant nowadays. I oppose it because I'm a Christian. Same-sex marriage violates Christian values.
We shouldn't allow same-sex couples to have kids.
Ultimately, that decision hinges on the courts. And while not yet marriage, Hong Kong's top court ruled that the government must legally recognize homosexual partnerships in 2 years. Over the past few years, there have been some victories in a series of lawsuits surrounding the rights of same-sex couples, but they were only limited to individual policies. The latest ruling marks the very first one in Hong Kong that could change the legal system extensively and fundamentally.
Hello.
Henry and his fellow marriage rights activists are busy planning their next steps. It was his late husband who brought Henry into LGBTQ advocacy.
It's a great pity that he can't witness this moment, because this is what we wanted to fight for. We could only get registered overseas, but not at home. But I know he would be happy to know that everyone's efforts are not in vain. His contribution is meaningful.
And it's a legacy that Henry is determined to carry on.